Mr President, I table report number 61 on the Standing Committee on Social Issues entitled Homelessness amongst older people aged over 55 in New South Wales, dated October 2022, together with transcripts of evidence, table documents, submissions, correspondence and answers to the questions on notice and supplementary questions. Mr President, I haven't been in this place very long, but I feel like there are, thank you, far too many resources spent on chasing headlines. Headlines for cheap political win rather than outcomes for the people we're here to represent, the people of New South Wales, and for me in particular, the people of regional New South Wales. It's easy to do that, but in the long run, no one benefits from that approach. And that is why I'm pleased and rather proud to table this report from the Social Issues Committee here today. From our very first meeting to our last deliberative, you could tell there was a genuine attempt to use this inquiry to get some genuine outcomes for those people who have experienced, are experiencing or are at risk of homelessness, particularly older people, women and those other vulnerable groups. So I want to thank the committee members up front for this, Ms Abigail Boyd, the Honourable Rose Jackson, the Honourable Shayne Mallard, the Honourable Taylor Martin, Reverend the Honourable Fred Nile, the Honourable Peter Primrose and the Honourable Chris Rath. Thank you very much. We had 3 hearings for this inquiry, 1 here in Parliament, 1 in Parramatta and 1 at Wyong. We also had a visit to the Women's Housing Company in Western Sydney. The report contains 10 findings and 40 recommendations. The findings talk of the changing face of homelessness and the concerning upward trajectory of older people affected. There's still a lot more to learn about the true extent of homelessness in this demographic. Clearly there's no silver bullet to fix this problem, and that is highlighted in finding 3 that states, while the confluence of complex and diverse factors drive homelessness amongst older people, the primary drivers are financial difficulty, housing crisis and housing affordability stress. There are 40 recommendations in total, so I won't go into any of these in great deal here, except to say that there are some really good recommendations in here, well informed, well considered and well debated by the committee. So I'm confident that can lead to some good positive policy outcomes. To the Secretariat, as always, I'd like to congratulate you all and thank you on a job well done. You continue to amaze me with your professionalism and logistical abilities to make these things happen, and also to the Hansard team who did a fantastic job in such an unobtrusive way. On top of that, they're all great people to hang around with. In particular, Kate and Raya, who in my first role as chair were incredibly patient, helpful, tolerant and very professional, and of course just lovely human beings. Thanks of course to the agencies, the charities and homelessness services that we heard from throughout this inquiry. Their insights were invaluable to this, and the work that they're doing in this space are also invaluable. And my final and deepest thanks go to the witnesses who shared their own stories, their own lived experiences with homelessness. That includes, of course, the residents of the units that we visited. We heard some very, very moving accounts through this about the journey into homelessness, the impact of homelessness, and the toll of being homeless. There was some really harrowing stuff, and we thank you with the deepest sincerity for sharing these stories with us. Apart from reiterating all the thanks I have for this report, I'd like to close with an observation. There are many stereotypes around homelessness and what that looks like and what the causes are. I think from reading this report, people will see that it's not nearly that simple. The journey to homelessness differs greatly for many people. And there are many people living this life today that not long ago, only a couple of years ago, would never have imagined that they would be in this situation. It was quite evident many people are only one incident away from becoming homelessness. Apart from being off the mark, these stereotypes are dangerous and damaging and further exacerbate the problem. They create a prejudice and stigma not at all helpful to someone navigating through this system. So we all need to work together to break down those stereotypes. I commend this report to the House and strongly urge the recommendations be given genuine consideration.